A new column blasting President Obama for foreign policy failures and giving him a brand new title, Slacker in Chief. Columnist Deroy Murdock writes, quote, concerning the fun parts of his job, Barack Obama resembles the Energizer Bunny. If there are crowds to wow, entertainers to schmooze, or donors to pitch, Obama is Johnny on the spot. Too bad Obama's sparks stop flying when it comes to time for the serious heavy lifting of the presidency. Joining us now, Deroy Murdock is here, syndicated columnist, a Fox News contributor. Thanks for coming in, Deroy.
Thank you, Jamie. Good to see you.
You were pretty fired up in this op-ed.
Yes, I was.
How did you come to call the president slacker in chief?
I came to calling President Obama slacker in chief just by looking at his behavior over the last 4 years. He is excellent showing up to campaign. There's hardly a better campaigner in America. He shows up for fundraisers. He loves to go to these celebrity events, such as appearing on The View, these $38,000 per plate dinners with Anna Wintour, editor of Vogue, actresses like Sarah Jessica Parker. But when it comes to doing the job that that America elected him to do, not me, but a lot of other voters put him into office, he often is AWOL. For example, there's something that every president of the United States gets called the Presidential Daily Brief, where the president sits down with people from the CIA, people from the intelligence and defense communities, and they discuss serious threats to American safety and American security. Well, between January of 2009, when he was inaugurated, and May of 31st of this year, he skipped 56% of those. In fact, for 2012, he skipped about 62%. And rather than sit down and focus on this with experts, ask them questions, make suggestions, what Obama in those cases did was just take the briefing book upstairs, read them in private. And that's a bit like going to your doctor and saying, well, doc, I really don't want to have you explain my chest x-rays to me. I'll just take them home and look at them myself and figure out whether I'm sick or not. What we need is the President of the United States focusing on this sort of thing, rather than doing what he did the entire week before the attack in Libya that killed our ambassador and 3 other Americans in cold blood. He received no presidential daily brief for that entire week before that. And the day after the deadly attacks in Libya, he skipped his presidential daily brief and jetted off to Las Vegas for a fundraiser.
Well,
and then for the next 3 days after that, he skipped his presidential daily briefings.
You're describing meetings where the president gets briefed. What's the impact about those meetings on our national security, and are you suggesting that the president is making that less of a priority than campaigning?
Yes, a group called the Government Accountability Institute, a conservative watchdog group, took a look at his schedule, and Mark Thiessen of the Washington Post first reported about this. And basically, these presidential daily briefs are very, very serious, solemn, classified, very secret meetings between the president and his national security team, and they go through all the various threats that the United States faces in terms of terrorism, in terms of all kinds of things that we civilians don't know about. And it's absolutely crucial that the president attend these. President Bush attended all of them. Most presidents attend all of these briefings, or almost all of them. And President Obama, as I say, between when he was inaugurated, May 31st of this year, skipped about 56% of them. And in 2012, between January 1st and May 31st, he skipped about 62% of them. And this is very, very serious, because he can ask questions and get the intelligence community to look even deeper into threats, and then maybe make suggestions and say, if, let's say, that he hears that Paraguay is about to explode, he can say, well, you know, I know somebody from college who's now the head of the Chamber of Commerce in Paraguay. Call him. I know him. I trust him. And we can ask him to look into this thing for us. If he's sitting there reading his book, you can't have that kind of exchange. You
want more of an interactive relationship with respect to this. Let me ask you, speaking of interaction, other presidents have held a number of meetings during General Assembly week. And this particular time, we all watched it. President Obama did come to New York, didn't meet with Benjamin Netanyahu, talked to him on the phone, refused to allow the prime minister to come to Washington even for that meeting. What's your analysis of what happened during General Assembly week and what the impact is on us as Americans?
Precisely correct. President Obama, about a week ago, came to New York City for the UN General Assembly. He did meet with the world leaders last year. This year decided to meet with absolutely 0 world leaders. And he jetted off to campaign. He should have met with Netanyahu. He probably should have met with the president of Egypt and talked to him about maintaining security there and keeping Americans safe in Egypt. He met with no leaders. The response from the White House was, well, he has a telephone. He can call these leaders. Well, how about if he uses his telephone to call The View and talk to Whoopi Goldberg over the phone and take that time and instead meet with Netanyahu, meet with the president of Egypt, meet with these people in the Middle East who are in control of governments where things have gone out of control. Americans have been killed. Our embassies are on fire. And the president finds time for The View, but not time to speak with world leaders. And he also, by the way, domestically has not met with his Jobs Council since January. We have unemployment over 8% for 43 months. He's blown off his jobs council since January. I think this is basically dereliction of duty.
And Slacker in Chief is your summation in the piece. You tell me there's more you're going to be writing about. We'll check it out. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you very much.